Hello everyone, myself Kasturi, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, SNS College of Technology, and I am handling the subject Cloud Computing and its applications to the pre-final AD Department A&B section students. So in this lecture series, we are going to see about the virtualization types. First, we have to understand what is virtualization. So virtualization is nothing but it is a virtual version of physical resources like storage, application, operating systems, and network. All of the resources are covered here, and the types mainly the what is desktop virtualization. So desktop virtualization separates the user's desktop environment like OS, apps, files from the physical device and host it on a server or cloud platform. So example includes instead of running Windows 10 on a physical PC, it runs as a physical virtual desktop on a data center server, and the users can access via a thin client browser or mobile devices. For example, as a student wishing to logging into their college desktop lab environment from home using a laptop or tablet. The key business benefits in order to use the desktop virtualization are 30 to 50% cost reduction. So savings in hardware refresh cycles because thin clients replace heavy desktops. Example, a call center replacing 500 PCs with low-cost thin client saves millions in hardware and maintenance. So 90% enhanced security we can access to the cloud. So data remains on central servers instead of local devices. For example, banks and hospitals use VDI so that no customer or patient data is stored on laptops. So 20 to 40% of IT productivity. So centralized patching and updates save IT staff time. Example, instead of updating 2000 pieces manually, IT pushes one patch on the server instantly updating all desktops. So the third one is the rapid provisioning. So desktop are deployed in minutes. Okay. So for example, temporary staff in Amazon warehouses can get a new desktop instantly during seasonal hiring. So common use cases and the industries utilizing the desktop virtualization are remote and hybrid work. So it supports distributed employees. For example, during COVID-19, companies like TCS and Infosys used VDI virtual desktop infrastructure to enable over 80% of staff to work remotely. Call centers and task workers. High density standardized environments. For example, BPOs in India use Citrix desktops to provide agents secure and identical desktops. In terms of healthcare and finance, means compliance standards like HIPAA, starting with health data, and PCI DSS financial data. Example, hospitals use VDA to let doctors access patient reports securely from tablets and on the go. Contractors and temporary staff. So easy onboarding and offboarding. Example, freelancers in IT projects are given temporary virtual desktops with limited access. So types of desktop virtualization, they're having virtual desktop infrastructure. So it runs on premises giving full control. For example, VMware Horizon deployed in a company's own data center. Desktop as a service, DAS. So it is a cloud-based desktops. For example, Azure Virtual Desktop or Amazon Workspaces. Application virtualization. So it delivers apps without full desktops. For example, Microsoft AppWay. It delivers MS Word to employees without installing it locally. Next one is the session host or SH. So multiple users share one OS. For example, Microsoft remote desktop services for shared use in government offices. Implementation considerations and then challenges. So network bandwidth. So it needs 10 to 20 megabits per second for user for smooth HD video and applications. For example, poor home internet slows down VDI performance for remote workers. In terms of storage performance, VDI requires high IOPS, that is 20 to 30 per user. For example, SSD backed storage ensures better speed than traditional HDDs. Licensing and complexity. So OS plus app plus hypervisor licenses need planning. For example, organizations must purchase Windows virtual desktop licenses separately from Office 365. User experience. So latency affects performance. For example, graphic designers using AutoCAD may face lag without GPU-enabled VDA. Initial investment. So high setup cost for servers, storage, and network. So in terms of market outlook and future trends, cloud dominance. So DAA is growing at 17.5% CAGR till 2030. For example, startups prefer DaaS like Windows 365 instead of buying servers. So in terms of AI and ML integration, predicting user workload and resource allocation. For example, AI-powered VDA it automatically assigns more GPU or CPU to a user running heavy software. Enhanced security, zero trust. So architectures never trust, always verify. Example, every login to a virtual desktop is verified with multi-factor authentication. It's nothing but MFA. Endpoint evolution. So price of thin clients, Chromebooks and mobile devices. So the conclusion, desktop virtualization is no longer optional. It's essential for remote work, agile IT and secure computing. Companies adopting VDA or DAS are future-proofing their IT infrastructure while reducing cost and complexity. So, for example, Netflix engineers use cloud desktops for development instead of carrying powerful laptops.